So I was talking to this guy the other night about, you know, being a princess and what it was like with my ex trying to filter all of the wonderful things he used to say to me. And then when the money ran out, all of the negative things came in. And I try not to think about those things so much, but sometimes when I'm trying to explain to certain guys that I don't want to really date anybody or relive the trauma of um, being told I'm not something that in my brain I can't undo that I know that's who I am, it's really hard. And there's nothing wrong with being a mermaid. I love mermaids, don't get me wrong. They're beautiful, they're lovely. Merfolk are wonderful people. But I knew from the day I came on this planet something was off, and I knew I was not a mer person. I didn't feel it. It just wasn't in me. And so I just want to reiterate the trauma of telling someone something and to hurt them. Like trying to devastate me because he knows I spent my entire life fighting, not wanting to live anymore, not liking myself, hating the person that I am, because everything around me was telling me, or everyone around me was saying, no, you're a mermaid. You're not a princess. You're just a mermaid. You're nothing. And to be in love with someone and then that's your prince and you're the princess, and then one day when you can't give him material wealth or whatever it is that he wants, he turns on you and says to you, you're ugly, you're just a mermaid. Mermaids are ugly. Do you know what that's like to someone who has come to a place that they love themselves for the first time? It's like being reborn again. Finally, you're in a space that you feel good about yourself for the first time, and it's like a rebirth. It's like being born all over again. And one thing you don't need is the person that you love coming into your space to undo that after you've worked so hard to survive, to just live. And I just want us to think about trauma and how it shows up in our everyday lives. And this message isn't for everyone, it's just for those people who can relate. And that's who I'm talking to about this situation. And I want you to know that there's nothing like self-love and self-worth. And if the people around you who are supposed to love you can't love you in the way that you need them to, then you have to separate yourself sometimes from them. You can still love them and say hello to them, but you don't have to exist in their space. You have to create a space for yourself that's safe. Even if it has to have less people in it, sometimes that's the case. Like for me, I have a lot of animals, and my animals are always happy to see me, no matter what, is happening around them. Even when they don't feel good, they cling to me like, Mommy's here. And that makes me feel so good that something on this planet loves me. Even when everything around me, growing up and being in those little communities of merfolk, I didn't feel that. Even though I know there was love there for me from my parents and my siblings, but it still was not enough to keep me feeling like I'm a princess. You see what I'm saying? And that's no fault of theirs or anyone's. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just telling you this is what it's like, to exist and be happy. Everybody should have the right to feel loved and wanted and accepted in whatever capacity they show up. It's not for us to make a decision for someone to tell them this is what you are. And be mean about it and be cruel to them. And don't celebrate that person and act like they don't exist. I never understood why people behave that way, especially with a child. Because we all were little mer children at some point in our lives, and we grow up to be adults. And so as a mer child, wanting to be a princess, and then growing up into an adult as a mermaid, but I mean a mermaid, and still wanted to be a princess. It was hard. That's hard for a person living with trauma. When you're experiencing trauma from the people around you because they don't accept you, you can't accept yourself because in your brain it's already telling you something is off. Then you've got people coming around you that can really see you. When you can't understand yourself, they see you. They see a princess and they're trying to shut it down. They're telling you, don't act that way, don't live that way, don't look that way. It's wrong. But everything in you is oozing princess. It's just natural. It's just who you are. Even though your shell on the outer shell doesn't really look that way, but your inner parts is just, and it's irritating them because they're like, you know, they see it. They're like, you're a princess. You're acting like a princess, but you're not. And for the person who's trying to express who they really are, it makes it really difficult for them to exist in any capacity. And so, you know, explaining that to this guy, you know, it was interesting, you know, just having a conversation with him. I don't think he got it because, you know, some men don't get it. And that's unfortunate for them, but that's why I told him, because I'm like, look, I just don't have time. I don't have the energy to play, you know, house or anything else with anybody right now, because I'm at a place in my life where I've already tried and I failed in my relationship. It was a failure to me, and it was devastating because who wants to fail in their marriage? Who wants to fail in their relationship? I don't know many people who do, unless they're just trying to get out of it. And it's been a long time since I've been away from that person, and thank God it's over. But you know, what was said to me, I have not forgotten. And I believed him. I believed that I was all those negative things that he said about me. And I moved forward in my life with that attitude that, oh, the next guy won't get the opportunity to do that because I have to protect what I've worked so hard for. And, you know, like I said, being a mermaid is okay, but I know in my mind I'm a princess. And I worked very hard to get to the level of princess, and I'm not giving it up for nothing and nobody. So the prince that comes into my life has to be able to look at me even when he's angry and he wants to kill me for whatever reason and say, you're my princess, but I'm angry with you. Don't reverse ship on me and say, you're no longer a princess, you're back to being a mermaid. Oh, hell no. That is like stabbing me 1,000 times. So I can't be with any guy who's going to try and reverse ship on me, and you're supposed to love me. You know,